Hey guys, it's Sarah. Thank you so much for watching. So today I wanted to share with you some project pan tips, and this is actually part 2. I did kind of a part 1 to this earlier this year. I think it was in February, so it's been a while. And as I've been working on my project pan for this year, I've definitely learned some more tips and just ways to kind of stay motivated and enjoy your project and not get too bogged down using the same products over and over again. And so I will link my part 1 down below. And I also recently did a video talking about ideas for ways to multitask your products and alternative ways to use your products so that you can get maximum use out of them and not get too bored using them the same way every time. So I will also link that below. So I think I have somewhere around 8 tips to share with you. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the first tip I have is something that I just recently started doing. I talked about this a little bit in my last project pan update. I said that I really wanted to start tallying my usage, really just so that I could share that in my updates, but also so that I can see how many uses it took to make a certain amount of progress. And I do my project pan updates monthly, so I've only done this for the last month so far, but I think it'll be really cool to be able to look back and see, okay, this month I made a ton of progress on this product. How many times did I have to use it to make that much progress? On top of that, it's also been really helpful at just keeping me motivated. So I've made a list on my notebook here. This is my notebook that I literally use for everything, but I just made a page for my July project pan usage, and I listed all 10 of the products that I'm panning, and I've just been keeping this on my vanity, and every time I put on makeup, I will make sure that I go through and tally whichever products I used that time. Some days I only use 1 or 2 products, some days I use all of them if I'm feeling like really motivated, and it also just feels really satisfying to go through and write down a tally mark for each product that I used. It feels really good. So I find myself feeling more motivated to use my products more often. So yeah, it just feels really good. And I can also see, okay, which products have I been slacking on? So a couple products I've only used once are the Orly top coat, the nail top coat, and the Nature's Gate Sunless Tanner. And so those are things I need to keep in mind. Okay, I do want to make sure I use both of those at least one more time before my next update. So it really does help to keep track, because there have definitely been some months before I started doing this where I got to my update and I said, I can't even remember how many times I used this month. I might not have even used it at all. I might have only used it once, but I can't remember. So it'll also help me to kind of set goals for myself and say, okay, I didn't use this very many times last month, so this next month I want to make sure that I wear it 5 times or something like that. So that kind of brings me to my next tip, which is something that I've also recently started doing, is to set measurable goals that I want to achieve by my next update. So usually when I do like a project pan intro video, or when I introduce a new product into the project, typically I'll say, okay, my goal for this product is to hit pan on it, or my goal for this product is to use it up in 6 months or by the end of the year, or something like that. So those are great long-term goals, but I've also found it's really helpful, for me at least, to set a goal that I'd like to achieve by my next update, which is a month later. So that gives me a little bit more motivation to actually make some sort of progress within that month. So that way I'm not just looking at the long-term goal, but I'm also setting short-term goals. It really does help. So some examples of that would be like with my Milani lip liner in Spice, which is getting like microscopic at this point. It is so close to being done. There was one month where I didn't wear it at all. So in that update I said, by next month I want to make sure that I wear this 5 times. And I did that. And so that month, of course, I did see quite a bit of progress. If it's a blush or an eyeshadow or something like that, and I feel like I'm getting close to hitting pan, sometimes I'll say my goal for this month is to hit pan on the transition shade in this eyeshadow quad, or I want to hit pan on this blush by next month. And so that kind of helps me keep focused on that product, because I know that I have a goal that's coming up soon, and it's not just like some kind of far off in the distance, like eventually I want to use this up, but I don't really know when. Sometimes I do like to just have kind of a vague goal and not really like focus in too much on certain products, but in general I found that it really does help me make sure that I'm making a good amount of progress on every single product, because I really like it when I film my updates and I have made significant progress on all 10 items. That makes me feel really good. I'm really excited. I'm always so excited to film my updates, but I'm especially excited to share when I've made like a good chunk of progress. And even if you don't have a YouTube channel where you're sharing your updates, I would highly suggest if you are really getting into project panning, starting an Instagram account or something like that where you can document your progress, even if it's just for you, even if you don't want anyone to follow you on there. Because I have been talking a lot about in this video, like when I film my project pan updates and, you know, setting goals monthly and everything. You can still set those goals monthly for yourself, but it really does help to at least take pictures of your products, and it's really fun to share it. Because, I mean, there are tons of panners on Instagram, so I would recommend starting an Instagram account if you don't have a channel or anything like that, to share your progress, because doing that kind of thing does give you more kind of, I guess, like documentation to look back on your progress over the months, and it's just really fun to be able to kind of share, jot down your goals and what you're hoping to achieve by the next time you post or whatever it may be. So definitely that's like another little tip I have to kind of stay on track. So another tip that I have, and I think I'm gonna start doing this more, instead of setting a goal to use up a product completely or to hit pan on a product by a certain date or whatever, you can also set a goal for how many times you want to use that product each week or each month. So I think that's something that I'm gonna start doing, because I've been really reluctant to pan certain types of products like lipsticks, because I have like over 30 lipsticks and I really don't like the idea of forcing myself to focus on just one lipstick. I really don't want to be so focused on just one product in that category, because I have so many of them and I like to make sure that I'm rotating through all of them. But I do think pretty soon there are some lipsticks in my collection that I really want to use up. You know, they're either going to expire eventually, or I have a lot of lipsticks from Wet n Wild that I would like to see some progress on. I just have a handful of lipsticks in mind that I want to try to use up eventually, but I'm thinking what I'll do, instead of just saying I want to use this up by the end of the year, because I have no idea how long it's going to take me to use up some of those things. Instead, I think I would rather just say, this month I want to use this lipstick 10 times. So that's 10 days out of the month. That's only a third of the days in a month. So I can still, obviously the other 20 days or however, roughly, I can use whatever lipsticks I want as long as I use that lipstick 10 times. So I am thinking that's a tip that I'm gonna start using. I think a subscriber mentioned that in a comment once recently, and I've been thinking about it ever since. Like, that's actually a really good idea. So, and I've kind of heard of people doing that before, and I don't know why I've never done it myself. I think I kind of like, once I say I'm gonna pan something, I'm like all in, but I think that setting like a goal for how many times I wanna use something is gonna be a really good way to pan things without feeling like I have to wear it every day. Because I never feel like I have to wear all my project pan items every day, but there is always that kind of pressure in my mind because I want to see progress. So I think that that is a tip I'm going to start using soon. I would like to start panning some lipsticks. Okay, another tip I have, and this is one that I didn't really realize until recently, but it actually works pretty well, is I feel like it's perfectly okay to have two products from the same category. So for instance, right now, I have two blushes in my project pan and I have two lip liners in my project pan. And they're different enough colors. So like the two blushes, one of them is more of like a pink blush and the other one is a lot more peachy and shimmery. And then I have one kind of brownish nude lip liner and another like peachy lip liner. So since they're two totally different like types of colors, it kind of gives me more options for products I can use within my project for different types of looks. So the pinky blush doesn't necessarily work for every look I would want to do, but having like a more warm toned peachy shimmery blush in there, it gives me more options, and it actually has worked out really well for me to not feel like I'm focusing on just one blush. I kind of like having two in there. So it's not something I'm gonna do all the time. Like I think I do for the most part like to have just one of each category in my project, but sometimes it is nice to have a couple of different options of the same category. So if you've never thought about doing that, maybe give it a try. Here's another pro tip. This has been tremendously helpful for me. When you're sitting down to do your makeup, lay all of your project pan items out in front of you on your vanity, your countertop, wherever you do your makeup. Even if you don't end up using all of them, you at least kind of have them laid out in front of you so you're encouraged to use them. I started doing this with an eyeshadow palette because a couple months ago I actually took a pretty big risk and put an entire eyeshadow palette into my project pan, and I was mostly focusing on just 2 shades in the palette, and my goal was just to hit pan on those 2 shades. It wasn't like a whole pan that palette or anything like that. But luckily it was kind of a neutral palette, and the 2 shades I was working on were shades that could go with a lot of different looks. So this is where I kind of discovered this tip. The palette I was talking about is the Balm Nude Dude palette, and I mean, you can see this is a very neutral palette. This used to be one of my favorite palettes of all time, and now I'm kind of like, well, I mean, it's really not that special. I pretty much get the same kind of a look every time I wear this palette. I mean, there's some variety, but for the most part, it's just a bunch of like neutral staple colors. But I can pretty much always use at least a couple of these shades for any given look. I did since take this out of the project because I hit pan on those 2 shades, but now that's something I'm doing with my Wet n Wild Walking on Eggshells palette, which is now in my project pan, and that's also just like, it's like 4 very neutral colors, and so I usually end up using like at least the transition shade or the brow bone highlight or something out of that, and I have had a lot of success panning that palette so far, I will just say that. So keeping all your products out in front of you really does help remind you to use them, or just having them in a basket. Like I always keep them in my little makeup basket back there, but sometimes I still forget about them, so I like to take them out and put them in front of me. But even if you just have them in a little basket that you keep near you when you're doing your makeup, that could also work too. But just like the key is really to remind yourself to actually use your products, because I've definitely had some project pans in the past where I just completely forgot to use a certain product for like 2 weeks, and it's not that I didn't want to use it, it's just that I kind of forgot about it. Okay, another tip that's been really helpful for me, I used to not really like to repress my products, my powder products, but especially when there's, I guess I would say, like less than ½ an inch of product around the perimeter of the product, it gets harder to pick up the product on your brush for starters, so it's better for your brush to go ahead and repress it so that you're not like digging around the edges of the product. But also it helps the product just go a lot faster, because once you repress it, you're able to actually pick up a substantial amount on your brush, and a lot of times, you know, you'll hit pan again pretty quickly because it's typically a pretty thin layer of product left over, and so then just the act of hitting pan really does kind of, it always makes me feel accomplished because I'm like really starting to see some fast progress, and then by the time you've hit pan again, I'm telling you, the product will go so fast after that. So repressing really does help, because a lot of times when you're left with only a little ring of product around the edge, it's gonna go so much slower because you're not even able to really pick up enough product when you go to use it. So highly recommend repressing your products. The method that I use, I just follow Lauren May Beauty's tutorial. She did a tutorial on like how she represses powder products a while ago, and it was really helpful. So that's just the one I use, and honestly it's really fun and kind of satisfying to just like crush up a powder product. I don't know what it is about that activity, but it's a really good stress reliever too. So I usually like to wait until I have like 2 or 3 products that need to be repressed, and I'll just do them all at once. That has been super helpful for me. My last tip is, this is the most important one, and I did talk about this a lot in my last video about ways to multitask your project pan items, but just in general, multitask your products, because like the biggest #1 tip for me that has made panning blushes so much easier is to use my blushes as eyeshadows. And the same goes for bronzers and highlights and things like that. Any kind of cheek products, use them as eyeshadows. I'm telling you, you will start to see so much more progress. You will hit pan faster because you're going in with a smaller brush and you're needing a more concentrated amount of product each time you use it. So I'm telling you, that has been one of the most helpful things that I've started doing lately. Also, if you're panning eyeshadows, use them as blushes or bronzers if you can. I mean, obviously if it doesn't look good. Like for example, my Wet n Wild quad that I'm trying to pan, for a while there I was using the brow bone highlight as a cheekbone highlighter, but then I realized it really didn't look good. Like it looked way too frosty. It was really accentuating any texture on my skin. So I stopped using it for that purpose. But if you have an eyeshadow that actually does look good as a cheek product, use it for that. You will go through it so much faster, you will see so much progress, and not that the goal should ever be to like rush through a product. I think I touched on that in my first project pan tips video, but it is nice to be able to see progress. The more progress you see, the more motivated you will be. That rhymed. If you're getting tired of using the same product for the same purpose all the time, you don't have to keep using it for that purpose, but you can still keep seeing progress. So that is my final tip. I hope that this was helpful. I feel like the longer I pan, the more I start to learn about, what works and what doesn't and how I'm able to kind of keep myself motivated. I do feel like I've been really successful with my project pan. I'm sorry, they're doing construction outside. They've been doing it for like, I don't even know, months, ever since I moved in. I feel like I have been super successful with my project pan this year. This has been definitely my most successful year yet. I feel like I'm really just making good progress on every single product, and part of that has been I'm smart about which products I choose to pan, but also incorporating some of these tips has really helped. So let me know your tips down below, things that have helped you stay motivated and, enjoying your products without neglecting the rest of your collection. I would love to hear your tips. If you enjoyed this video, I would love to have you subscribe to my channel. I do have a project pan update coming up next week, whatever the first week of August. Is that next week? I don't know. It's soon. So anyway, I hope to see you again soon, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.